What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Alienware M18 AMD 7900M video for you guys today. And today, I figured we would try to play all of those 25 games again, although I don't know if it'll actually be 25 this time. Some of them might not want to work anymore, because I've gone back to the old drivers, the old September drivers. I got tired of waiting 30 seconds to a minute for most games to start, all while your computer's just frozen. That's kind of lame, but doesn't do that with the old drivers. But you don't have Adrenaline software or anything, so you can't change anything. I don't even know if FreeSync's on right now, for example. So, kind of lame. Very excited to actually be able to use AMD's real drivers eventually, but instead of getting a black screen, that's what happened this time. But I'll still say that's a huge step in the right direction versus just, hey, you can't do anything on your computer, your screen is black, to, hey, you can play all those games now, you just have to wait a little. As annoying as it is, it's still a better option in my opinion. But I got tired of it, so I figured we would try this video on the old September drivers. And we would also do all of those games at 1440p now, seeing as though I've always kind of figured the GPU in this thing is more of a 1440p GPU. But when I got mine anyway, this might have changed by now obviously, but when I bought mine, they would not let me put the 240 hertz 1440p screen on it. If I changed that, it immediately changed it to an NVIDIA GPU, a 4080 I believe. So no matter what, couldn't do that. So all I really changed to it is I added a 2 terabyte SSD, which was a huge waste of money. No one should ever do that. I just didn't want to open up the laptop after breaking my last one. So I spent $200 upgrade from 1 terabyte to 2. So that's where some of my insane overpricedness comes from. And then I got the Cherry MX keys too. I think that was like $120 or something like that, or 200 or something as well. So that adds up. That's why mine ended up being $3,200. And I got it before all the sales and Black Friday sales and all that too. But anyway, my basic plan is we're gonna try to run a bunch of games at 1440p and just see how it does. So, sorry it's such a long intro, but I wanted to explain everything that was going on and whatnot, and everyone can just skip it if they don't want to watch it anyway, because I always do chapters. So, without wasting any more time, let's go get started, shall we? Alright, well, Alan Wake 2 is up first. Loaded right away, no crashes, no freezes, no nothing. Obviously, it doesn't have the latest driver, so it might not be getting the best performance you could get, but hey, it's running. And here's the settings we're going to run. Don't know how well it's going to run, but we're going to try 1440p basically with the same settings we tried for 1200p. With no ray tracing, of course, because that would just turn this into a slideshow. We all know AMD is not the greatest at the ray tracing. Unless you use, like, FrameGen or that AWMF or whatever. If you do those kinds of things, then you can get decent FPS. But then those have their own issues. But anyway, enough. Let's go hop into the game and we'll see how she plays. Here we are in the game. Where's that map? There's that map.
I think I hear someone.
So we can't quite hit a constant 60, unfortunately. But it's not doing that bad. And if you just turned on FSR to quality, we'd obviously get over 60, but I wanted to test these games out at 1440p. So, this time we're just going to, no matter how the game runs, even if it doesn't run great, we're just going to run it at 1440p native, because I want to see what this thing can do, you know?
Partner, Alex Casey.
Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan.
Nope, we don't need to listen to you. Skip.
What can you tell us about the crime scene?
Skip.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, couple out of
Skip
town.
to the loo, my darling. Alright, let's look at that body.
How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple. Just through the hole.
Aha, I phased through you.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
Oh yeah, that's right, you gotta go into that weird little case board real quick. Skip this though.
The facts are on the board.
Camera doesn't like when the thing goes all black, so it always loses focus. Sorry about that, guys.
Everything
Wished it didn't do that, and there might be a setting to stop it from doing that, but I am definitely not a master with these badass cameras. I just got it so I could have good looking picture on YouTube. It was a gift anyway. Anyway, there we go. Move around, zoom, zoom. Move this guy around, and now I come back out. And
hard at work.
I don't need the light right now. There we go.
Close to cracking it.
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene. Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that have the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
Mm-hmm. Real funny, Anderson.
Stairs are out. You okay to jump down?
Anyway, though, I think that's good. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, so now here's Cyberpunk. Oh, I forgot. There we go. We're just doing the same settings we did at 1080p, but we upped it to 1440p. So here's the graphics, 90 for field of view, pretty much everything on high. And then usually we show this part first, but it's second in line on this game, so why the hell not? There we go, full screen, 1440. And we're not using FSR or none of that. So, let's go see how it does. Well, now here we are in Cyberpunk at 1440p. Pretty much high settings. So let's see how it does. So far it seems to be doing great. Alright, let's see if we can't find some people who want to rumble. Only problem is I've played this game so much for so many different systems now. I think I've killed almost all the damn like random gangs hanging around, at least the easy ones. I swear I ran around like almost everywhere in the city at this point. Although it probably just feels like that. I doubt I actually have. So, just a preemptive sorry if this just ends up being me running around, not actually getting in any fights. That seems like the perfect spot for some bad people to hang out. Ha!
Take a good look, because this is the fucking future.
Oh, you're right in frickin' front of me. Ah, didn't go far enough. The wrong button. At least I didn't blow myself up. Nah, we'll let him suffer. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so, Lords of the Fallen settings, it's like acting up and it doesn't want to focus, so sorry about that, but we're at 1440p. Just same settings as before, we just left it on the auto set, just like we did. It looks to be the exact same settings as it was before. So, let's go hop into the game, although don't expect it to run great, because it even warned me in the beginning, like, hey, you're using graphics drivers with known issues. I kind of figured it wasn't going to let me play at all, but I hit yes, or hit no, and just went into the game. So I was like, okay, well, let's at least try it. We'll see what happens. It might just freeze on us and not even play, but worth a shot. And then I'll just show you guys what happened. Alright, here we are in Lords of the Fallen. Come on out here. Let's go. Ah, we're shit. Out of my way. Need stamina. There we go. Bastards. Oh, you dicks. You die now. I don't even care about any stamina. I'm not going to sit there and dodge his stuff or try to run around in circles, you know? That's just not going to work. He's just going to keep pelting me with those stupid blasts. Pick up. What do we got? That's not the right button. Whatever. It's not like we're playing this seriously anyway. Alright, well, I can't remember how to do any range stuff, so I'm just going to run away from him. But yeah, definitely not great, although honestly the frame times seem about the same as with the new driver, if I'm honest. They might be a little smoother, actually, with this driver that it says sucks, but I'm willing to bet this thing like crashes or does some other goofy nonsense, otherwise they wouldn't give us that warning at the screen, but from the small amount of time I played, it doesn't seem awful. I don't like the frame times, but it's playable. So, now, on to the next one. Now for Final Fantasy 15. So that's there for the display. Then for graphics, we can't look at everything, but I just put it on the highest preset, and then didn't use any NVIDIA stuff because this is obviously not NVIDIA GPU. Figured it A, wouldn't work, or B, even if it did, it would probably run quite terribly. So, now that we got to the bottom though, let's go ahead and go hop into the game. Alright, here we are in Final Fantasy 15 now. Definitely got some interesting frame times in this one. But let's go fight these weird centipede things. Oop, wrong button. Ah, missed my opportunity to block. Alright, cool. We killed the centipedes. Pretty sure there'll be like some dog or wolf things to fight down in here. And I think I need to get a new whole light thing. I got new bulbs and this other thing still flickers like crazy. Alright, cool. Alright, now it's on to the next game. Here are the settings for Age of Wonders 4. We have to do borderless. If we do exclusive full screen, it takes you out of full screen, which kind of exact opposite of what you want. 100% resolution scale. But we should be at 1440p because that's what the desktop is. So if you do borderless, I believe it just does your desktop resolution. Because I don't see any place to mess with your resolution in here. So, we can only hope. But, anyway, let's go hop into the game, and we'll see how it plays. Alright, here we are in game. Gotta remember how to play this one now.
You have selected an army. Armies are the core of your military strength.
Oh, that's right. I think I already had moved and stuff when I ended the last video, so I didn't have any movement left.
An army is made up of individual units. Take some time to look around and familiarize yourself with your new surroundings.
Huh. Definitely stuttered a little there. Alright, though. I command you to go over there. Oh, what the hell are you? It has a big old X over its head, so that probably means if I try to attack that, I will get fucked up. So I'm just going to hope it doesn't attack me. Alright, enough of you. I want to be able to see where I'm going. Alright, what do we got? This animal kinship. Ah, cool. Now we can get some new research. What do we want to do? I'll do that because it's quick. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing at all, so. Nope. Alright, screw you. We're not trying to cast that then. Obviously, I don't know how to cast spells in this game. I'm an absolute noob at Age of Wonders now. I played a little at the very first one that ever came out, and that's about it. An infestation is a genuine main. What? Oh no.
Invading armies will be sent from its spawner location to your lands. If not, your army. You're about
Enough. I can't even see what's going on. I just want to make the video, guys. Jeez. Now where the hell's my peeps? Weren't they over here somewhere? I don't even know where they were. Screw it. I'm just going to end my turn and hopefully it'll go back to me at the end or the beginning of my next turn. Wish I was better at this game, but you guys can see what kind of performance it gets. There we go. All you gotta do is click on it. Alright, we need to start heading back that way.
You have encountered the resource lab. They provide additional fuel to the province they are located.
But it is also time to move on to the next game. Here are the graphics for GTA 5. We're on DirectX 11, 1440p, 240 Hz. Not that that matters because we don't have VSync on. Or we do have VSync on. VSync off. Not like we're probably going to get to 240 anyway, but just best to do that. Alright. And then we don't have any advanced settings on. So if we go here, as you can see, none. Don't really need any. All that stuff just kills your FPS and barely makes a difference. For the most part. But, now, let's get ourselves into that game. Here we are in GTA 5 now. Definitely some stutters. Guess there's no cars to really steal, so let's just go take my car. Sometimes there's some cooler ones parked right like outside, so. Alright. to take my controller out of the clicky mode. That way I can control my brake and throttle. Screw you, Ferrari. Exactly. Guy's a fucking dick. Oh, I thought I could sneak through there. But yeah, I'd say the frame times and frames are very similar to what they were on the newest driver. But it's a pretty old game, so I doubt the new drivers are really going to affect much. So, why don't we now move on to the next game? Alright, now for some Forspoken settings here. So we're at 1440p now, got the VSync off, got that up to the max frame rate it'll go to. Then for graphics, just did basically high settings, turned FSR off. I think I ran it before when I was on 1200p, but I wanted to see what it could do at really 1440, so it's probably going to not be great FPS, but we shall see. So with all that said, let's go hop ourselves into that game. Alright, here we are in Forspoken. 1440p, pretty much high settings. Alright, now I want my things to be clicky again.
You're alive. That was weak. Give it another go.
Dun 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 dun.
What a particularly exact day, Boo.
Oh, you want me to make things more interesting for you?
Alright, now let's just fight this giant mass of zombies.
This one's going to be a chore.
Not the pep talk I needed.
Look out.
Whoa! Whoa! The shot. Ah!
Gotcha. Alright. So far, so good.
Got you on your toes now.
And alright, I think that's plenty, so on to the next game. Alright, so now we're going to try the exact same settings as we did for 1080p on The Last of Us, but now we're going to do it at 1440p. Alright, and then there's still the actual graphics too. There's quite a bit of stuff to go through with this game. So obviously if I go too fast, just give the video a pause. And alright, now why don't we go ahead and hop into the game. Alright, now we're at the very beginning of The Last of Us pretty much, at least the used to be the hardest place to run in the game. I don't know if it still is, but back when this game first came out, all besides my 2 desktops could not maintain 60 going through this. But it has had a plethora of updates since then, so this might not even be that tough anymore. Hey, screw you, zombie man, I'm trying to have a conversation here. Thank you for hitting him with the brick. Anyway.
What is it?
My leg hurts.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
We're gonna need to run. Keep us safe. Hold it. Hold on tight.
Alright, off we go then. So far though, we're getting some really smooth frame times and really good frame rates for what this is. Sure, it's not completely maxed balls to the wall, but we have some very good settings and the game looks great. No frame drops when the big explosion happens anymore. That used to drop frames like crazy. That guy's on fire. Although, truth be told, I think I'd rather burn to death than get turned into one of those fucking weird monsters from this game. Alright, cool. We still stayed over 60 the whole time so far. Come on, we gotta go through this frickin' place.
He's dead! God damn it! We're almost there. We're almost there, baby. They're getting through the fence! Keep going! Find a way out of here! Come on! Go! Move it! Get to the highway! Go! You got Sarah! I cannot run him!
Alright, that's a little bit more juddery frame times now.
Hurry!
Not too bad.
It'll be fine. Almost there.
They're getting closer. Dad?
Alright, well, it did a pretty good job. So, let's move on to the next game. Now for the settings of Lies of P. So we're at 1440p, even though we're in borderless. We're not using any super resolution. Now let's look at the details real quick. We're just on the best of everything. Should be able to handle it no problem. Keyword is should. But, let's go hop on into the game and find out. Now, here we go with some Lies of P. At 1440p. And it definitely seems to get like way worse frame times than I'm used to playing it. Probably just because of the outdated driver, although even with the new one it was pretty bad. I'd say probably equally as bad, so. Must be something about this laptop that hates it, because I don't remember the frame times being this bad on my main computer or my secondary computer. Or even my laptop for that matter. My old one, my G15 Advantage. Not like this is unplayable or anything, but those definitely look like some pretty odd frame times. So I'm hoping that those get all smoothed out once we get some newer drivers and whatnot. And maybe some other updates for the Alienware here. Still though, the game still looks pretty damn nice. Obviously it's not the best looking game in the universe by any means, but it looks alright. I think I pretty much killed everything. I'd have to find one of those, like, little waypoint things and reset everything. Anyway, though, let's move on to the next game, shall we? Resident Evil 4 settings now. So we're at 1440p. And there's a decent amount of settings to this game, but we can get through them pretty quick. And obviously, if I ever go too fast at these sections, you can always give it a pause to see what settings I'm at. But I think I go at a pretty relatively good pace, so that shouldn't be happening to too many people. But in any case, it's game time. Here we are in Resident Evil 4. So let's just see how it does. And just keep in mind, these are outdated drivers. And this is still a relatively new kind of laptop, so I think it needs lots of updates. So that's why I'm being a guinea pig and trying it out, so you guys don't waste your money. Going face first in that barbed wire would not be very fun. Oh, that's one fucked up deer. Just trying to do the same thing I did last time I played. That way it can easily be compared, you know? Alright, and then after that, I'm pretty sure I went into the house.
Anyone home?
Man, he's got nerve steel. That has scared the shit out of me. But anyway, it's time for us to move on to the next game. Alright, so here's the settings for Civilization 6. Well, almost. I want that to be 240 hertz. There we go. Guess it doesn't want to, though. Well, whatever. I don't care. It's not like this game has to be 240 hertz. But anyway, besides that... And alright, why don't we get into the game? Well now, here we are in game.
Enacting new policies in our government
Oh.
can be...
At his best, man is...
Let's see. There we go. We can choose our civic. Next turn.
Reconnaissance units like scouts are unique in that...
Alright. Those don't seem like bad people, are they? Or no, they're not barbarians. Were they fighting barbarians?
Either way, let's just leave them alone. Production. Let's get ourselves... Oh, I don't know. How about some warriors? Now we can have the scout go do what he's supposed to do and bring these guys back. I was just kind of exploring a little bit with them in the beginning. Just hope you guys can come back. We'll let the scout go and do his thing. Hopefully he won't get captured by barbarians.
If there are no dogs in heaven, then when I die, I want to go where they went.
Do some archery. Oh yeah. Alright though, why don't we go ahead and move on to the next game. So now here's Jedi Survivor at 1440p. Full screen, we're just going to leave everything on Epic. I know this is going to give us terrible frame rates. But I just want to see what it does. Otherwise we'd put FSR on and get decent FPS-ish. Probably still very stuttery though. This game was always Stutter City. But anyway, let's get into the game and we'll see how it does. Alright, here we are in game. Yep, there's a bunch of those stutters I was talking about. Alright, let's do the same thing we did last time and ride down on this guy. I'm actually surprised we're getting 60-ish FPS. I figured we're going to get like 30 or 40. But let's see what happens once we get into this town area. We're definitely still dropping under 60 every once in a while, but it's doing a lot better than I thought it was going to be honest. Yep, definitely dropping under 60, but barely. Now remember, this is all on Epic, which is kind of a silly thing to run your games on, really. I just doing that just to really push the thing. Alright, cool. Well, we got a little bit of fighting action this time. I didn't know there was stuff to fight over here. Thought I killed everything. Anyway though, why don't we move on to the next game. Here's the settings for RoboCop Rogue City. We're at 1440p full screen, no upscaling, full resolution scale. And this might not work well, but we're going to try just having everything on Epic still. Just turn motion blur off and unlimited the frame rate. So, with all that out of the way, it's game time. Here we are in the game. So let's just head on over to where we're supposed to go. Seems like we're gonna just stay right at around the 60 FPS mark, but I almost can guarantee it'll drop under 60 here and there. Yep, see? But that is the game on Epic, which are pretty dumb settings. You shouldn't really play games completely maxed out. I'm just doing this just to really push the laptop. I would just play this with things on high, probably. Mixture of high and medium. And it would still probably look just about as good and we'd probably be getting more like 70 to 80 FPS right now. Wow, all the way down to 50 and 49, 47. Damn.
What is the situation?
Goddamn OCP tells us to stand down till SWAT arrives.
Anyway, though, that's enough talking. Let's get to shooting. I just wanted to see how the cutscene was going to go for a little bit. Alright, now how is the FPS now going to be? This is the way more important part. Still not getting 60 during the battles. Maxed out, so nope. You're gonna have to tone stuff down if you want to play at 1440p or use some FSR. There we go. Anyway, though, why don't we now move on to the next game? Alright, well, I thought I would give Red Dead Redemption 2 another try and see if it was willing to cooperate at 1440p, but unfortunately I was greeted with a bunch of out-of-date graphics driver update or errors, and then it was also telling me, hey, you don't have enough GPU memory either. Even though I told it to run off of the correct GPU, if you try to set it to 1440p, it says, nope, you can't. So I don't know if it's trying to run off integrated or what, but figured I'd just show you the settings I'm going to try to run it again, since we didn't even technically get to run it at 1200p anyway. I doubt it'll work. It's probably trying to run off the damn integrated, even though I went to the graphics settings and told it to use the 7800M. Sometimes that doesn't always work out in your favor. But I'm going to try to go run it, and we'll see if it works. Last time it just said something about not being able to connect to some server even though I was playing single player, and then it just sat there and never let me do anything. Or it wouldn't let me hit A, or sometimes it would just let me hit A but then just sit there and endlessly load forever for like 30-40 minutes. So we'll see what it does. Well, it let us into the game, and I can guarantee you guys, with everything basically maxed out, there's no way the integrated could ever do 100 FPS, so let's get a little gameplay. I know it's not 1440p, but we didn't even get to play this game last time. I think it's the outdated GPU drivers not letting it see the correct RAM or something on the GPU. That's just a guess, though. When it gave me the memory error, I thought it was trying to run on the integrated, but now seeing that it let us into the game this time, and we're getting lots of FPS, I don't think that's the issue. So
You the one who caused the trouble up on our property? You have to tell me. Don't want to see no mercy.
But yeah, definitely looks a little off since it's not 1440p on a 1440p monitor. And it definitely seems to be some random glitches in the graphics too. But it warned me about this. I got that warning on quite a few games. So I'll have to just go and try this game straight up and make a total game video on it and see if I can get it running with the new drivers. Because the new drivers, like I said, did that goofy crap where it was like, hey, you can't connect to the Rockstar server, so I'm not going to let you play. Or I'm not going to let you hit A or enter and continue. And it's like, well, what the hell, man? Hey, some turkeys. Well, judging by the FPS we're getting, I'm pretty sure we could play this at 1440p if I could get it to run properly at like 70 to 80 FPS, I would guess. Anyway though, why don't we go ahead and move on to the next game. Now here we have the settings for Spider-Man Miles Morales. So we're at 1440p now. Not using any upscaling. Now we can go over to the graphics. Not doing ray tracing either, because that generally does not go well on AMD, but when I get to this game and just straight up give this game a whole video, then we will try just for fun. Anyway, that's the last bit of settings, so let's get ourselves into the game. Here we are in the game, and it did warn me that my drivers were compatible, but it's strongly recommended to update them.
Safety split Adam from the comfort of your own home?
That's next on my to-do. No, Steve Nonagon. Collision model is updated, projectile physics is mixed, frame rate stabilized. It's awesome now.
Which means I can play it?
It still needs textures, sound effects, music, video.
I'll write the music. I could probably do sound effects too.
First we improve and design our own spider suit. Now we build a mobile game empire. We're unstoppable.
Never doubted it. I'm out doing spider things. But when I get home, I'll set up a task board and start tracking sound effects you'll need.
Alright, definitely some interesting frame times, but it's not like we're getting big stutters or anything. Even though the frame times would tell you otherwise. Oh wait, was there something to do back there? I probably went far too far, now it's not allowing me to do it anymore, I bet. Yeah. That's what happens if you don't pay attention in this game, though. But still very, very, very playable.
Hey, you know there's a weapons deal going down here?
No, don't think those servers are paintball. We saw everything. Then no Spidey taught me equipped for this. Just stop. Criminals. Why'd you all fix it? You flash.
No shooting.
Taking you down.
Alright, there we go. That's how you hit. Haven't played these games in a while, so hard to remember how to fight.
Taking you down.
Hey, screw you, man.
Take that. Taking the shot. Keeping the neighborhood safe from my
Anyway, now let's move along. Alright, so now for... what was it? Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name, I believe? Sorry, it took me a minute to remember that. Sometimes these games get long, but we're going to try it this time at 1440p at the 240 Hz. Let's look at the advanced settings too. And alright, let's go get into the game. Alright, so now for the man who erased his name, I'm just going to shorten it to that. Screw you guys. I'm just gonna go super fucking sane. can't block blades, and you can't block them if you're from behind them. Get over here, you. Get punched by me. Heck yeah. Got a little damaged, but we took him out. There we go. Anyway though, let's move on to the next game. Alright, so now Immortals of Aveum. Had to put it on borderless windowed because it wouldn't let me choose 1440p even though I'm on a 1440p monitor. Don't know what was up with that. And then I turned off FSR 3 and put it on native AA. And no frame gen either. And then, completely stupid, we're putting everything on Ultra. It's probably going to run like absolute garbage, but like I said, I just want to push the laptop and we'll see what we get. No one should be playing games on Ultra, especially these kinds of games. Diminishing returns after a certain point. Unless you want to just deal with FSR, then by all means, you might as well have some stuff turned up. Alright. So yeah, we're back up to the top. So, let's go ahead and get into the game. Alright, let's start the gameplay here. And it dropped under 60 quite a bit already. So I'm willing to bet it will continue that. But that was during the cutscene. Maybe it won't when we're not in the cutscene. Well, we'll see. Yeah, nope, see, we were dropping down to 52 for a second there, 54. So yeah, that's more of what I was expecting. But I also wasn't expecting it to like pretty much ever hit 60. So yeah, turn on a little FSR and you'd probably get playable FPS. You'd still get the random stutters here and there probably, but hey.
Also, you two stay out of topside. No one's using the cargo lift. Come on. So I wasn't paying attention. What was the play about?
Calcus surrendered to Sandrak and then he burned all their mech alive.
Well, that's not nice at all.
No, it's not.
That Sandrak really wants you to think he's capital E evil.
I doubt he thinks that.
You cannot think it and still be it. Which is kind of scarier.
The tyrant of the Shaw.
See?
The Tyrant of Shaw.
Let's cut through the market.
Sure. But let's keep an eye out for the customers. The market seems kind of dead to me.
There's talk of a bunch of airships coming into dock. Some hivers probably think they can make easy money on loading cargo.
Maybe that's what we should have done instead of stealing from the hat guy. He was a bust.
By any metric, a man with a hat indicates a perfectly respectable mark.
That sounds made up.
And there we go. And with that, I think it's about time for us to move on. Alright, so here's the settings we're going to run for Dying Light 2, Stay Human. We're at 1440p now. We're not going to use any upscaling. And we can check out the advanced settings just real quick here. And alright, and with that, let's get into the game. Well, alright, here we are in game. Trying to figure out some place to go, but doesn't really seem to be a whole lot of place to go that don't involve me fighting crazy zombies. The nighttime ones are not fun. Throwing knives. Can't go out that way. How do you jump? How do you attack? Well, how in the hell did I get myself into this situation? And furthermore, how do I get the hell down? So I jump from here, I am dead. Still though, it's not like the frame rate's too terrible. Now if I could remember what button did my parachute, this wouldn't be an issue. But I haven't played this game in forever. So we're just gonna jump off and see what happens. Nope. Didn't hit any of the right buttons. Figured if I mashed all the buttons, we might be able to figure it out. Anyway though, I think that's good enough for this game. Wished it would have been daytime, but it is what it is. So, why don't we move on to the next game? Alright, so now for Dead Space settings. 1440p, T40Hz, all that good stuff. No motion blur film grain for us, no siree. And alright, and now, let's go hop into the game and we'll go see how it plays. Alright, here we are in Dead Space. So let's just walk around a little bit here and see what kind of frame rates we get. Obviously the frame times are still kind of all over the place. Some games are fine, some games are not. I'm chalking that probably up to drivers. Even the newer ones weren't much better though, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm right on that one. Still though, pretty impressed with the frame per second. I don't think I've seen it drop below 60 yet. And this is at 1440p now. Let's see, I think looking back at the ship is one of the hardest things to do. I think I saw a weird graphical artifact. Possibly. But keep in mind, these are outdated drivers, so I wouldn't expect there to be weird things like that happening. But I still prefer them to waiting like a minute or whatever to launch your game while your computer's all frozen up. That's just unacceptable. Oh, there's some stutters. Alright, now this time I gotta remember to stand here first. Maybe? There we go. Ishimura.
Kinesis and stasis modules from Acting Chief Engineer Jacob Temple. Location? Entry not found.
I can't reach security.
I don't think anybody's going to be reaching security. I think security is either eaten or transformed at this point. Or maybe a combo with a little column A and a column B.
Someone left in a hurry.
Yes, they sure did.
Security feature.
But now, why don't we move on to our next game? Alright, so I got another warning about outdated graphics drivers for Starfield, but it did let me in. Well, into the settings here. I don't know if the game will actually launch. We'll have to wait and see, but so far so good. We're at 100% render resolution scale too. So even though it says FSR and everything, and we're not actually using it. But, in any case, let us now get into the game. Okay, so far Starfield was a no-go. It let me get into the settings screen and everything, but as soon as I went and try to play the game, it kicked me out to the desktop and basically like froze the driver. I can't even close the game. Didn't blue screen or anything yet or restart yet, but I'm pretty much going to be forced to do that, so I'm going to do that and we'll move. Here's the settings for Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart. Let's go look at the graphics. Should have turned HDR on, but I think this is one of those monitors that says it's HDR compatible, but it's not really true HDR because I don't think it can get up to 1,000 nits, but I could be wrong. But I should have turned that on in the settings. I keep forgetting to do that. And if you don't do that, it's not going to show up in here. Anyway though, that is all the settings, so let's get into the game, shall we? Here we are in the game. So let's run around the bar just a little bit here. And then we'll go fight a little in the arena. Why not? Keep it easy. That way I'll just die since I haven't played this much. Last time I played it was for the 1080 or 1200p video of this thing. Finally got me. But I completed wave 1, so that's good. Wave 1 completed. But now it's time for wave 2. Alright, well, beat that. Sweet. Almost out of ammo, though. Oh. And alright, let's move on. Alright, here's the settings for Baldur's Gate 3. And we did have a driver warning, but it did let us in. But it just warned us, hey, you might not have the best experience, but I mean, you should go and get the newest drivers for the optimal performance. So I'm like, yeah, that's generally how things work with the drivers, but right now I'm kind of screwed with the drivers. Either I have outdated drivers, or I have drivers that take forever to launch games. One of the two. Anyway, to the game. Here we are in the game, so let's just run around a little bit here. And we are in Act 3, which is the hardest to run. So if you can get acceptable FPS here, you can pretty much get acceptable FPS everywhere. But I can almost guarantee we will drop under 60 at some points. I mean, I'm pretty sure we did it as 1080p, or 1200p, whatever you want to call it, so I'd be surprised if it didn't for 1440. But hey, you never know. Maybe it was just bottlenecked or something at 1200p. Who's to say? Kind of just do the same kind of run we did last time.
Oh, Wave Mother, Queen of the Depths, hear me. Please carry Holly to her final rest in the deep wilds. Please. Sorry, we're here for Wave Servant Holly's funeral. Oh, it's already started. We're just inside.
Rejoice, sisters, for Umberly has blessed her humble daughter with a pure death. Her lips blue with her kiss, her lungs full of her quenching word.
Quenching word, you say?
Saved her from a slow, sinking death in the beast's shadow. How dare this beast sully the safety of Grey Harbor? We will find its master and send him struggling into the bitch queen's embrace. Not a sweet sleep like Hoyt, but a suffocating flood of fruit.
But in any case, why don't we move on to the next game now? So here's Mortal Kombat 11's graphic settings. We're at 1440p. And then we gotta hit this button to get over here, so we'll check out the rest of the settings here. Same as we had them on at 1200p. And there we go. So now, let's go ahead and hop into the game. Alright, here we go with the gameplay.
Once more, I cannot escape my rage. Allow me to cool your anger. Round one, fight.
Dang. That's close. If he would have done some combo to me, he probably would have gotten me. I'm not very good at fighting games, especially ones I haven't played in quite some time. I have to go get that Mortal Kombat 1 here soon and try that out. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was expecting him to do before when I was at low life and just fuck me up. Oh no! Stop it! Get away! I punch you. That was pretty good. Whatever. At least he's finished. And alright, and with that, let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Now for some Forza Horizon 5 settings here. We're at 1440p. We got MSA at 2x. We're not using any upscaling or anything. None of this matters. So let's have a look at the actual graphics here. And I was greeted by another warning saying it doesn't know what the hell these drivers are, so I don't know if it's even going to let me in the game, but we will see. So, let's try to go get into the game. Alright, here we are in the game. Oh yeah, I gotta unlock my controller so I can brake and hit the gas. There we go. Let's go right. And attacks cacti, apparently. Alright, I guess I didn't need to slow down that much, but better safe than sorry, I guess. Alright, let's go move on to the next game. Well, I got another graphics driver warning, and it still let me in, so I didn't think too much of it, but I'm having a feeling here that it's the reason I can't change my resolution. It doesn't matter what one of these I go to. It will not let me. Even if I go to windowed. So, I don't know what's up with that, so I figured, well, we've already done 1200p in this game, kind of pointless to do it again, so, and it did run, so we're just going to axe this from the video, and I've re-downloaded Street Fighter 6 to see if that will actually launch this time, now that it's not just taking 30 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds to launch the damn game. I think that was fucking with it, and it kept on crashing and never loading. But maybe it just hates something about the laptop, like the fact that it doesn't know what the GPU is. Who knows? But in any case, let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Alright, well look at that. It seems as though this game wants to cooperate now, so we're going to play it at 1440p. Here's all of those settings for the basic. Let's go through them real quick. Here's the rest of the settings. Alright, and now let's go do a regular fight, and then we'll go into that weird open world area too. So, let's go get into the game. So long as it actually loads in to the fights and everything. Alright, here we go. Get ourselves some gameplay here.
Ready? Then show me. Prepare.
Round one.
Ah. Ah, she got me. Got her just barely.
Round two. Fight.
Ah. That was cool, but no. She got me.
Let's go to a wonderful battle.
Fight. Round. Fight.
Wow, she's smoking me this time. Well, alrighty. I guess let's move on to that open world one. Alright, now here's that open world part. What the hell is up with these street cleaners? Man. Man, jumped a little too early. There we go. Once you learn the trick to it, not so bad. Get over here. Alright, and with that, let's go ahead and move along.
Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for the video. Not every game worked quite properly, but probably just due to the older drivers. I'm hopeful that once new ones come out, I'll be able to get you guys some footage of like Call of Duty, for example, at 1440p with some settings and whatnot, instead of just doing 1200p again on an external monitor. This thing has a muck switch, so we wouldn't even get any extra FPS out of it. So that would have been the only possible thing I would have been like, you know what, let's just see real quick. But since I already know that, I figured it was pointless. But in any case, that's all I got for you guys for this particular video. It's going to take a long time to edit and a long time to upload, but I think it'll be worth it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.